This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
No way.
From the SSSSSANOCI Hairline Studios of Arizona, is Conor McGregor gay? UFC fighter Erick Gonzalez, the Ghost Pepper, live back on the MMA-Holes. Yeah, baby! Wow. Wow.
Wonderful, wonderful.
How's everyone doing? It's Wednesday. We're live. We're wonderful, wonderful. Strickland, Imavov Fight Week, Saturday night. We'll be live on this channel reacting to that. Should be a fun card. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Today, tonight, whatever time it is, we're live a little bit early. And make sure you smash up that like button. I want to thank our sponsors, Sheath Underwear, MyBookie.ag, CBDX.com. Promo codes are MMA-HOLES. Also, ESPN Plus. We have a link in the description if you want to watch all of the UFC fights, activities, all that fun stuff. Click our link, and thank you for that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We have a great show for you planned today, tonight, whatever time, as we are talking about a situation that dropped on me. You know what? Let me just say this. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Conor McGregor being gay. We'll talk about that. Dana White, by the way, was speaking to the media today. Shockingly, they had the media scrum, and then Dana White popped in and addressed his situation with the slap. So a lot of edgy stuff to talk about today. But more importantly, I'm very excited about this because a year ago, we met a gentleman named Erick Gonzalez. He came on the show and chatted with us. He's a UFC fighter. He's a lightweight. He is 14-7-0 and has a fight coming up February 25th. So tonight, I'm not used to this time. It's bright outside. Tonight, we have him back on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Very excited to talk to Erick Ghost Pepper Gonzalez. Let's go, chat.
What's up?
Erick, thank you once again for coming on the stream. Appreciate your company here. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just relaxing right now. Had a pretty eventful morning already, so had some sparring. So it was a pretty good day so far.
I tell you, man, you guys getting ready for these fights, I don't know how you do it. How do you go to the gym, get ready, train, game plan, whatever, and then just get home and deprogram, turn into a normal human being again? Is it hard to switch back and forth?
No, man. Honestly, usually when I leave the gym, I'm pretty much just my switch goes off, and I know I got to go home, so I just go home and relax. You know, I got my dog, so my dog usually she kind of just keeps me from staying on that fight mode. Once I get home, I'm just like, oh, my dog, because she's still a puppy, so I got to go out and take care of her. So
now I can't help but see you were blurry before in the background, but now I see you got it all cleared up. You got an interesting backdrop there. I see the Lad poster. What do you got in the background? Can you give us a little tour?
Well, you got my Escape from Tarkov banner, video game I stream a lot, and then you have this is from my debut, the fight that I had against Jim Miller for my first UFC fight. So that's why I have that one, because it's signed by all the fighters, and I finally got it framed up real nice. So I decided to put it up. I still got to hang it up a little bit better, but this room's kind of just been a slow work in progress.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so the video games, I know you like to play. That's actually how we found you playing video games over there. Call of Duty, is that the game?
No. I Escape from Tarkov. That's my go-to, man. That's the best version of any shooter game you can play.
All right, so I'm a newbie to this stuff over here. I thought it was the same thing. So Escape from Tarkov, is it a similar to Call of Duty type game?
It's an FPS shooter. That's really the only similar things that it has. But as far as gameplay, it's completely different. Totally different. It's it's not a game where you run and shoot and then you respawn. It's a game where you run, you shoot, you die, and then you lose all your gear.
Wow. Oh, okay. So there's a lot more on the line if you get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. So you don't seem like the Fortnite type of player.
It used to be pretty heavy, actually. That was a pretty fun game. When I first started getting into gaming, when I first got a PC in general, that's what I started playing with first. So I got pretty used to the mouse and keyboard pretty quick. But I was always a console player, man, since I grew up. And I mean, gaming PCs have only been around for so long now. So.
Yeah, I mean, we have a gaming PC for our show. It's like super powerful, but when it comes to video games, if I don't have a controller in my hand, I'm terrible as it is. But if I don't have a controller in my hand, I'm a complete spaz. So you're using the mouse and the keyboard, shoot the whole deal.
Yeah. I'm using mouse and keyboard. I mean, it's a little bit easier. It's way easier, to be honest, just because, with the controller, you have only your thumb. When you're playing on mouse and keyboard, you have your whole wrist in your hand to control the aim.
In theory, it makes sense. I've had people explain the same thing to me, and I was like, that does make sense. But for some reason, I take this mouse, and I'm clicking on keys. My brain cannot adapt to that. Was it a hard switch for you, or did you just pick it up like it was nothing?
No, it was a hard switch, man. That's not an easy switch, so I don't blame you. If you're going to do it, you just got to kind of commit to it. But I still have buddies that started the same time around me that we all kind of picked the PC at the same time, and they just never let go of the controllers, so they just never really learned how to play the mouse and key. That's good.
And yeah, you have an advantage over these guys, right? It's
you do and you don't. Depends if your aim's good, It all varies. It all varies in each player, each person.
And what about games like, I'm fascinating with the video game world. I mean, people are making a lot of money just playing video games. I see, when you see guys like Mighty Mouse, like one of the GOATs of the UFC, sitting there, all right, boys, let's play some video games. That it's pretty big, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's been doing it for quite a while now. I know that he used to stream, hop off his stream, go into a fight, and then come back home after his fights, and then go to gaming and streaming again.
Yeah,
I've heard stories like that. So it's it's something that helps you get away from absolutely everything. You're just kind of like focused in this fantasy world of whatever you're playing, creativity, and it's nice. It's a nice go-to. It's almost like a VR in a way, but without being in the game.
It's got to be a great way to unplug. Like just playing video games as it is, you forget everything. You get engulfed into this whole world, and if you have any stresses in life, there you go. The game takes it all away, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you surprised with I look at Mighty Mouse and I notice he transitioned over to YouTube. I thought that Mighty Mouse would have a massive following considering he's been, like you said, doing this for such a long time, but I'm a little surprised by the amount of people that watch his content with his video game streams. Have you noticed this? Does that surprise you as well with his gaming?
No, not at all. I mean, he keeps up with posting a lot of YouTube videos, so I know he's pretty big in YouTube. He's gotten a lot bigger in YouTube as well. I think that is as far as engageful with his community. That's probably why, a lot of YouTubers and streamers. You just got to put a lot of content out. Make sure you get back to people because people love that shit, man.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you do here with your stream. You respond, you get back to the community, and that's how you stay with your community.
It is great. I mean, I love live streaming. It's so much fun, and we've been fortunate enough to do this for 6 years. Just that live interaction, no matter who's in the chat. It's just so fun, right? I mean, there's something cool about it. Do you deal with trolls when you're doing your gaming streams?
Oh fuck yeah, man. I haven't been streaming as much lately, but when I was streaming pretty heavy last year, I did get some trolls, man, and it went from gaming trolls to people that are just that watch MMA and just like the troll. You get a lot of those. Those never really stop. And but yeah, everybody gets trolls. I feel like it doesn't matter who you are.
I do notice that a lot of fighters, when they're playing video games, they don't want to talk about fighting. Like, are you like that as well? Do you like to talk about fighting, or are you like, hey man, this is about video games, about unplugging, enough with the fighting stuff? Do you get annoyed?
You know what? I haven't got to that point yet. Normally when people ask questions or everything, it's if it asks me enough questions of the same thing, I'll just put like a key, like a key bind where they just put exclamation whatever during my stream, and then that'll just tell them. Like I have like some basic stuff like that, but no, man, it actually does never bothered me. Maybe if my stream blows up even more, then it'll definitely maybe come off that way, as as the stream goes on, the community gets bigger. But otherwise, no, I've never had any issues with that. It never does bug me. I actually really enjoy it, to be honest, because I'm pretty, for the most part, I'm pretty upkept with what's going on in the MMA community.
There you go. If you're just jumping in, we're live with Erick Gonzalez, Ghost Pepper. This is his third experience in the UFC octagon over here, looking to get a dub against a man named Darius Flowers. Now, when I see Darius Flowers, I say, who the fuck is that guy? We know Ghost Pepper. We don't know this guy. This guy's coming in from the Contender Series on a 4-fight win streak, Mr. Hot Stuff over here. When you get the call to fight this guy, Darius Flowers, what is your mindset like? Are you like basically, okay, man, this is a must-win situation? Like how do you go into a situation like this fighting this guy?
Considering that this is going to be my third fight and having secured my first dub here, there's actually definitely, the whole thing's on the line. You see fighters get cut after 2 fights, even 1 fight. But right now, I know for sure that I got to win. I got to win this fight no matter what. And to me, it's not that. I try not to focus on that. I've been working with like a mental coach recently that I've added. I've started up a new gym on top of my own. So it's a lot of variables that are being input into my new camp, and I'm able to focus more on. So I'm not really trying not to focus too much on like the pressure and the nerves that's going to come in. It'll probably hit me more as the day gets closer. But right now, I think I'm just focusing more on my game and improving my game, and that's pretty much all I can do. That's all I have control of, and I'm going to secure my first dub because I'm excited, and it's going to be a guy making his debut as a 155er, which is a pretty big deal in my opinion, considering that he's fought a ton at 185. He's fought his last fight was at 170, but the three of the 4 last ones besides the last one were at 185. So that's just 15 extra pounds. It's a lot you got to put into consideration in the fight game.
Yeah, and in your last 2 fights, we've spoken about before. Jim Miller and Terrence McKinney. Wow. That was nice of the UFC, right? Say, hey, Ghost Pepper, fight these guys. Like, is that not incredible? Like, those are the guys that you're throwing? Does that bother you a little bit? Not
at all. I was excited. I've never been one to turn down a fight, so whoever they throw in front of me, I'm down. But the fact that they threw me guys that are, you got a veteran, Jim Miller, who's been in the fight game forever and has the most wins in the UFC, most fights in the UFC as a lightweight. To me, that's just more of a compliment, and it shows them, that they're holding me up to a high tier standard, and I just got to go out there and start proving it, instead of just being looked at and or eventually get looked over because if I'm not putting enough, I'm not getting a dub or, putting enough footage out there that's making me look more of a violent man that I really am. And then the last guy, Terrence McKinney, he's up and coming guy. He's fought some really, really tough guys. So, very fortunate that I get that dub. But like I said, man, it only speaks compliments to me, when they're throwing me guys like these.
Yeah. By the way, these pictures are fantastic. I like your choice of pictures over here. You really put it on the button over there. And Terrence actually had nice words for you after the fight. Yeah. I do love the way you handled the post-fight. You just went out and celebrated. Like, you had a good time, you enjoyed the moment, and I actually respect that. You didn't go sulking or whatever, you just had a good time after that fight. So where did you wind up going after party for that fight?
I had my majority of my friends and my family actually came out to Vegas, and they were at a bar over at the Resort World where I was staying at. Okay. So they watched it all at a bar, so there was about like 20, 30 of them almost, and I just went straight to the bar right after, had some tequila, we drank some beers, and I get to fight another day, and I was just more than happy. Like I said, I got there and I got to perform and do what I do, and life goes on, man. Can't look down. You just gotta keep looking forward. Shit's gonna happen, but we bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, I look at like you're playing with house money right now, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but like I feel like this is your third fight in the UFC, and now here's your opportunity to really showcase yourself. You've been in there twice, you made the walk, you know what to experience over here. Now, you said you're in a new camp. Which camp did you switch over to?
Actually, I did CMMA over with Chad George, Josh Barnett's there, and then also for a wrestling coach is David Waters. So those are 3 new coaches that I've added into my camp and a new gym. So I'm still going to Fight Science full time in the morning. So basically, my Monday through Thursday schedule is 9:30 Fight Science. I get an hour in between. So I ended up just driving straight to my next gym on Gardena with CMMA. And I'm there till about 1:30, so 12 to 1:30, and then go home, go on a run, and then finally I got to settle down right after that.
There you go. And so now that you have this fight coming up, you're in the zone, you got the new camp, everything's going well. What kind of movies have you been watching? What TV shows? How are you kicking back? How are you kicking those legs up?
This game actually just wiped Tarkov recently, so that means like everybody starts from scratch.
Okay.
So it makes it so everybody's kind of just grinding up to play. So usually when I get home, man, I just flip on my computer. My fiance and I have different schedules, so it kind of works out. So by the time she gets home, I've already had some little hours in or whatever, and then I just chill with her, or we just go to the gym together, and then we come back and relax.
That's awesome.
So normally, so
go ahead.
But yeah, no, I do that. Sometimes I watch The Challenge. That's what I do watch. I actually really enjoy watching that TV show. We're on MTV. I don't know if you watched that, but it's called The Challenge or whatever. And then so I usually kick back and watch that with the fiance every Wednesday.
Wait a second. The Challenge with Johnny Bananas, is that still on?
Yeah, he's actually in this season too.
What? I had no idea. Wait, hold on a second, because I gotta get back into this. I used to love The Challenge. So Johnny Bananas has got to be in his 40s now, right? Like, how old is this guy?
I think he's like 41, maybe.
Holy cow! And he's still kicking ass on that challenge. What about CT? I'm trying to remember the names.
CT's still around, but he hasn't been. He won, I think, two seasons ago or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But this season it's a little different. They have like a ride or die type of deal, so they're going in with their best friends, and if they both get knocked, then they're out. But if one of them's still in while the other one gets kicked out, they can still come back and play together. It's like it's kind of like crazy. You know how they think of some crazy shit for the season, for all the seasons. It's always pretty entertaining to watch for the most part.
The Challenge was so underrated. Like, I used to enjoy it very much. Like, it was like a guilty pleasure for a long time. The cringe in the houses, then them doing the crazy stuff over there. So do they have? Yeah. Do they have like new real world road rules type deals, or is it just a challenge now?
They do, but I don't watch that, man.
Yeah.
I honestly was only into it back when it was like the CT days, and like that actually was very entertaining to me when it first, like, you know, like the first what's it called again? I don't remember the name. You just said it.
Road Rules? Or Real World?
Whatever,
one of those, yeah.
Yeah, Real World or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, no, I used to watch it back then. Now I don't watch it. I know my fiance kind of keeps up a little bit with it, but not too much. She says it's not as entertaining as it used to be. Mm-hmm. You know, you kind of just get over like the same taste, I guess. Or
sure.
She watches all these like little drama shows, but nah, it's funny, man. That's hilarious that you said that. I haven't seen that in action in a long time.
What's like the cringiest thing your fiance watches that you're like, I gotta leave?
Oh, dude, she watches like the Real Wives of what is it, Beverly Hills or Miami. And those get pretty cringy, man. I'm just like, all right, I can't watch this. I'll be like sitting down. We'll have like some dinner or whatever. And I'm like, what are you going to watch? She's like, oh, I'm going to watch this. I'm like, yup. I go straight to my computer room and I just eat my room. And I'm like, I'll go watch something else on my computer or something, you know.
My ex used to be into The Bachelor. Like, that was the thing. And it would drive me so nuts. Like, I hated everyone on it. I hated the concept of the show. It was like, does she watch The Bachelor?
She does.
Oof.
She does. I absolutely don't like it. That shit's terrible. It's just terrible. It's terrible TV, man. I think I only saw one season where the guy at the end turned out to be poor, so they made it out so he was this rich guy. It was like the beginning seasons, and so they made it seem like he was super rich, and then all these girls were fighting for him, and then at the end of the show they revealed that he was poor.
Oh my god.
And then they were like, you can still marry him or you don't have to. And that was actually really funny, dude.
There was a show back in the day. This is going to show my age. There was a show back in the day called Joe Millionaire. I don't know if you've ever heard of this show, but same concept. broke guy. They would make believe that he was rich, and then at the end, the big twist was that he was broke. Which I don't. It's the greatest concept of all time. And if The Bachelor's taken doing that, then all right, I might have to be interested in something. That's what we need in reality TV, right?
That was like a season of it. I don't know if they're still doing the same thing. I know my fiance watches that stuff pretty heavy. So
yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do like The Voice. We saw The Voice this season.
Okay.
I actually do enjoy watching The Voice. It's pretty cool. You get to see all these people just show their talent, with their voice, and that shit's pretty cool, man. These people have some beautiful voices.
Do you watch? Wow, you sound like you have a very it's a very soft side to you right here. You beat up people for a living, and then you kick back, watch The Voice. It's a two sides to Erick Gonzalez, right?
Yeah. I actually, you know what? It's funny you said that because I'm a big Disney fan too. That's like my fiance would go on a lot of dates. Like this past year, we did a bunch because we had our season passes. She loves that shit, and it grew on me as we went more and more. You go to the Disney, you get your micheladas, and then you start walking around, just go on some rides, whatever. It's pretty cool, man. But yeah, I do have a pretty good big soft side. Once the fiance gets in the room, I get pretty soft.
All right. Speaking of soft, I have a soft moment that happened with me. Pinocchio. Did you see not Disney's Pinocchio, but Guillermo del Toro? I can't say the guy's name, but did you see that version, Netflix Pinocchio?
No, I did not yet. Is something you recommend? Is it creepy?
You got to watch this. This thing, I cried. Ghost Pepper, I cried.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I cried at the end. My wife was walking upstairs, taking the baby upstairs. A couple of tears came out of the eyes. I was like, thank God she walked upstairs, because I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting fucking emotional during Pinocchio. Yeah, you must watch it and let me know if you cried.
I got you. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I will say though, I did cry once when I was a kid over a movie. And it's actually the funniest. It's kind of like one of those things where I don't like to admit it, but I admit it anyways because I don't really care anymore. You remember this movie? It's called I think like The Little Princess or something like that, where she was like adopted, and there was like this little monkey, and there was like this guru guy in it.
No,
like, I don't know. It has some really sad moment in that movie, and I started tearing up and I was a little kid, and it was. Dude, I went to look back and I rewatched the movie. I'm like, damn, I really cried over that shit. I was like, that shit hurt. That shit hit me, dude.
Are you the type of person that cries during like when animals die in movies?
If it's a dog, yeah, I will, or a cat.
There you go. I'm with you. I feel you. Like I try not to show it.
If it's any other animal, I wouldn't care though. If it's a dog or a cat though, that's when it hits me in the heart.
Gotcha. You want to hear something funny? I cried during E.T.
Did you really?
I was a kid.
You're lying.
I swear to God. I'm afraid to watch it again. I feel like I could hold strong, but I know in the back of my head I cried during E.T. that I don't know. And there's no reason to cry. Spoiler alert. There's no reason to cry during E.T. Why would you cry during that, right?
That's actually really funny.
I got terrible.
Fun fact.
It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. Anyway, do you have any? You spoke about The Voice. Do you have any hidden talents? Like if there were a UFC fighter talent show, what would be your talent that you would display?
Oh man, that one's. I don't know. I would say. I don't know. I can't think of anything top of my head. I mean, I surf.
Oh, okay.
I would say that's a hidden talent because I've surfed my entire life, but that's something that I kind of I don't ever really post about or anything, but I go pretty often for the most part. I haven't gone in like 6 months, but I would go pretty often for the most part.
So you live in California, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, surfing's the thing, right? So you grow up, everyone's got to surf. If you don't surf, you're pretty much not the cool kid, right?
Nah,
no?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, if you skate, man, if you're a skater, bomb hills, all that stuff, it's pretty the same shit. You're just on concrete. Gotcha.
Any sharks? You ever any crazy stuff in the water that you see that you like have nightmares about?
No, actually, it wasn't even surfing. I used to go spearfishing a lot, so I'd go like a free dive. And one time we were out and. Believe it or not, it was a fucking otter that scared the sea otter. I think it was. I don't remember what it was. It was what are those fucking things called?
It's like a.
They have like the little weird shape of the heads. They look like fucking little humans. What are they called?
Wait, something was in the. It looked like a little human.
No. It looks like a little alien. I'm not even lying to you. Anyways, but I was spearfishing, right? And we were deep, man. We were like 25 feet, a little lower than that. My buddy tells me to turn around, and I'm like underwater. I had been already in there for like a minute and a half, almost a minute and a half. I turn around, I just see this fucking thing right in front of my face, dude, and I just freaked out. And I just like grabbed my gun about to shoot it. My buddy had to like pull it down because he was like, "Dude, don't shoot that thing." But that was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened. One time when I was surfing once, I thought I was surfing with a fucking shark next to me. Turned out it was a bunch of dolphins. So that was pretty cool though. Scary first because you just see a fin, you're like, "What the fuck is that?" You don't really think about it, too deep. When you're in there and it's your first encounter.
That would bug me out. Yeah, I mean, you see a fin, you think immediately shark. I'm done. So if there's a dolphin there, then you're safe, right? Don't they fight the sharks? That's what they did in the movies. I don't know. I would imagine, right? You're good if a dolphin's there. Yeah.
That means because sharks are they're afraid just because they get punked by the dolphins because they work together.
That's pretty.
It was a sea otter, by the way. Okay, I was right.
Okay.
Am I fucking tripping right now?
Yeah, they're saying sea otter. I God knows what they know, but they know more than me. They're very smart, chat. So speaking of tripping, you do drugs? You like to smoke the weed or any of that fun stuff?
I do smoke marijuana.
Okay.
And I mess around with mushrooms here and there.
Okay, you're not the first fighter that told me about mushrooms. It seems to be a popular thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it, depending on how you're using it. If you're just taking it to go crazy, then probably not. But there's some beneficial sides to it if you read into it pretty deep.
So explain to me, I'm fascinated by mushrooms. I probably am not a candidate because I'm a loony, but we had a couple of edibles with my mom as she visited, so that was kind of cool. That was a bonding experience with her. But mushrooms. So when was the first time you discovered mushrooms?
When I was in high school, my buddy, I had tried DMT one time when I was really, really young. Like I think I was like 17. I tried DMT. I don't know if you know what that is. I'm pretty sure you do. Mm-hmm. And probably one of the coolest experiences for like 10, 15 minutes, but it seems like it's fucking hours. And he also had introduced me to mushrooms right after that. And I had my first trip. It's probably one of the coolest trips I ever had as a kid. Saw a whole bunch of visuals, all crazy shit. And then, but I would never do it to I never did it a lot. I just kind of did it like every, once every few years or something, and then I got a little bit older and I started using kind of like a microdose amount. And that was a lot more chiller and cooler as opposed to when I was young and I was taking like a fucking full eighth, like a crazy ass.
Wow, I tell you what, I'm so scared. I heard Bill Burr talk about, I'm terrified because I've had weird experiences with just weed. So I not too long ago, I had a little too much and almost wound up going to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack. So with mushrooms, you're straight up seeing things, right?
You can. It just depends on how much you take. It all varies on how much you take, how strong it is and everything. But yeah, you do see visuals. You can see visuals, you can see things. But that's if I'm talking if you're taking an absurd amount.
Mm-hmm.
Your first time, if you took a half eighth, you'd for sure see some shit. But it's a lot more controllable than taking some other shit like LSD or something. I feel like I tried that as a kid when I was young, and that shit was way too intense for me. I was like, nope, never again.
Yeah, I think I would steer clear from that as well. By the way, if you're jumping in, we're talking drugs with Erick Gonzalez over here. No kids, right? So you have a fiance. Do you have any children or anything?
No. My kids are my pets.
Okay.
I'm happy with that right now. I'm going to prolong the situation until the fiance, really wants to eventually, because we still got to get married first. Mm-hmm. And that's more important to her. So I think we're aiming for next year for that.
Okay.
Because I know her parents are going to be paying for it. So that's, I got pretty lucky for that one. But yeah, we've talked about it, but none yet. I think we both want to wait till she starts her career, till her career kicks off, and she's more settled in, and then we're gonna eventually aim for that.
So, if you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer the question, but what does she do? What is she looking to pursue?
She's into. She got her degree in business HR, so she wants to get into HR for any company basically right now. She's had a few offers, but they involve moving, and she doesn't want to move because she doesn't want to move way too far for her family. So she's pretty sure she can score something over here. But yeah, she's going into business HR, and I know she's going to go back to school to go get her master's because she wants to make 6 figures a year, which is pretty cool. I will not disagree with that.
That's great. Yeah.
You know, it's awesome to me. I love it. And, but that's what she wants to get into. I mean, you know, she wants a desk job, and she supports my my crazy journey so far.
That's great. Hey, have you ever gotten into an argument with her and said, "Hey, I'm a UFC fighter, back off"? You ever say that to her?
No.
No, you never did that?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I
Never.
could never be a UFC fighter, because I would just be using it constantly. Like, I would be at a restaurant and be like, excuse me, you don't know who I am? Like, I would be like that. So you don't do that, right?
No. Actually, people do that. Like that. If I go out with people, they'll be like, "Oh no, dude, just leave him alone, man. You don't want to fuck with that guy." It's usually my friends doing that for me, and I'm just like, "Dude, just shut up. Just let it go. Like, we're good, man." You know what? I used to be such an altercation guy because I was a hothead as a kid, but now that I'm older, man, it's so different. Like, if I get in an altercation, let's say, you know, let's say we're at a bar or whatever, and I don't go to bars very often, and some shit kicked off, and it hasn't, like, you know, it has in the past before. Now I just walk away. You know, I find it hilarious. I just don't see the point.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're literally at the top tier, you're in the UFC, right? So it's kind of like been there, done that. What do you got to be getting into fights on the street? That's why I always found it wild when you see these guys out, like Bisping used to talk about how he used to get into fights and this and that. I mean, he was a freaking UFC champion. Like, what do you get into fights for? You're already that guy, you know?
Yeah, no, man. It's still kind of like, it still kind of dawns on me sometimes, you know. But to me, it's just like I feel like I'm not going to be in there until I get my first win. So to me, it's kind of like just an idea still.
So, all right, now that you brought that up, you opened the door. I'm going to walk through it, okay? So you're saying because you didn't get your first win in the UFC, you're saying you still don't consider yourself a UFC fighter?
I wouldn't consider myself now.
I would
be hard on myself, you know.
Interesting. Is this because of how you feel, or is it the therapist saying this to you, or is it a mixture of both?
No, it's just me, man.
Okay.
You know, I've held myself to a high standard. I've had so many good fights, and it sucks as much as it made me learn a lot to lose the way I did. You know, even though the first fight could have gone my way, and then I got caught. But to me, it's just like even though I fought in the UFC, I feel like once I get that dub, I'll be like, hell yeah, I earned it. I'm in here, and then go from there. You know, get in the next dub right after that. Let the work do the talking.
I guess that's what the UFC would want to hear from someone like you, right? Like, they wouldn't want you running around saying, you know, I'm hot stuff right now. Here you are in your third fight. Over here, you're hungry. You're still hungry, and I guess that's what they would want. So, did you sign like a 3-fight contract with them?
I have a 4-fight contract.
4, okay.
When I first got signed, because they gave me that 10-day notice with Jim Miller for my first fight. So they gave me a 4-fight contract. I'm not sure how everybody's is, but I've seen people have 3. I've heard of some people that I know that have 4. So, you know, I think everybody varies on maybe their management and how they secure the contract. Okay. But I mean, you hear UFC fucking not following through with people's contracts before, if I've seen that in the past. Yeah. So, you know, to me, that's why I say I got to get the dub.
Sure.
Got to get that dub, you know.
What do you think about Mike Jackson being cut? That piece of shit. I mean that former UFC fighter. Are you familiar with?
You saw that? I saw the meme.
Yeah.
I saw the meme for it, and I started dying. I have a teammate, and his name is actually Michael Jackson. I sent it to him, and he's this black guy, like super hood. He fucking dude, he was started dying. He's like, "What the fuck? When the fuck did they cut me?"
That's funny. Yeah, that guy was something else, man. That guy, he was like, I think he might have something going on, though. I feel like when you hear him interviewed, and we've had an interaction with him on Twitter, that it was just like the shit that this guy was calling us. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's going on between the ears? I think there might be a screw loose with this man, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I feel like every fighter, for the most part, does, though. You know, if you really think about it. I mean, we're just beating each other up for fun, you know, just because I want to. You know, it didn't start for the pain. You know, it started as a liking. But, yeah, no, for sure, man, he definitely does. You know, who knows what he's gone through or what he's actually thinking, or if he's on something the entire time, you know.
Something's wrong. Speaking of something wrong, today there was a media scrum, and Sean Strickland hit the spoke to the media. This guy is wild, man. He said, hold on, I got to pull up a picture. I don't know. Did you hear any of the media stuff? Do you follow it?
Did you see was with the thing with the Dana the Dana thing that happened? Was that involved in that?
Well, all right. I'm going to follow up with the Dana stuff because I'm leading us there. We're going to get your opinion on that. But I do want to ask you about Sean Strickland real quick before we get to the Dana thing, because this is pretty funny. He looks out into the crowd at the media, and he likes to pick apart the media, make fun of it, throw it back at them, which is like my favorite thing that Sean Strickland does. And are you a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I can pull this guy up. So Anakin, you know who Anakin Skywalker is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, Anakin Skywalker. There was a creature like all right, let me see if I can find it. So let's see. I think it's like a salesman. Oh man, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Salesman creature. If I pull him up, you probably know who I'm talking about. Okay, here he is. All right, so he looks around at the media and he points at one guy and he says, "You know who you look like?" And then he just basically says the media member looks like this. Now,
that's good.
I instantly knew.
You have the picture of the guy too?
I don't know which guy he was pointing to. If anyone in the chat knows, can you please drop it in our Discord immediately? I would love to let me know if you know. But I don't know who he was referring to, but how funny is that?
That's fucking good, dude. Strickland is a whole different that guy. You don't want to get in his trajectory, but you also do, because that shit's just comedy, man. It looks like the media's eating it up now. At this point, they've already accepted it, so they just expect to get trolled no matter what.
Yeah, he's like, it was in my mind, I had to get it out. So he said that he looked like that creature, and I was literally crying, laughing at this. I'm like, he always tops himself. Every time he hits the mic, he always tops himself. So funny. So wait, they're referring to the, no way. So someone's saying he was referring to the schmo. I don't think that was the case, but if anyone can confirm that. Who's someone in media? All right, so who is someone that you love to talk to in the media? I mean, I'm sure you made your rounds. Who is someone that you're like, okay, if this one reaches out, no doubt, besides us, of course, no doubt I'm going to do that interview.
OG Sean, I think it was OG Sean. Is that?
Oh, the OG, the full send guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a really cool dude, man. And Amy also. Those are usually my two favorite people. I've known Amy for a long time since I was an amateur, so that's why I really enjoy doing interviews with her.
Okay.
And then the OG, OG Sean, he's just a cool dude, man. Got to know him over the past few years, towards the end of my career for Combate, before I got into the UFC, and he was a really cool dude. Welcome, and we had chopped it up, had some fun as well.
Maybe you could help me out with Amy. Amy Kaplan, you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Amy Kaplan.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with her. So I think she does a great job in media. I really do. Like, her Twitter is on point. She's constantly updating. She gives quotes, and she's there, and she does all the fun stuff. My problem with Amy, I have a problem with everybody, but my problem with Amy is she's a perennial victim. Like, for some reason, she's always crying about something on Twitter. Have you noticed this?
It's usually something referring to making fun of her, which is it's Twitter. So like, I mean, we're there to talk about bullshit anyways. It's Twitter, So I mean,
yeah,
that's the place to talk about shit if you're gonna post about it. It's not like it's on I feel like it'd be like if it was a Facebook, it's more personable, so it's like more personal, so it's a little different. But I feel like at Twitter, man, you see so much crazy shit. People just saying almost absurd things. But I get where you're coming from.
Right. All right.
There's
so you hear.
I get where you're coming from.
I'm not trying to bury your relationship with her. If you guys are friends, that's fine. I want to vomit. Like, and I noticed this with Megan. I mean, nothing against her. She's just a constant victim. But she's like, oh my God, someone called me fat. It's like, okay, all right, why are you tweeting this? Like, you're just giving this person attention and you're crying. Megan Anderson does the same thing. Like, she's constantly screaming and yelling about, like, this person saying naughty things about me. And then she threw Laura Sanko under the bus that she was banging James Krause. Did you see that?
No, I did not. That's fucking crazy, man.
Like, who does that? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah. See, I think I follow her, but I don't keep up with her tweets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny for Twitter. Like I tweet pretty often for the most part, but I don't really keep up with of like that type of drama. I guess that's usually more of the headlines that, you know, like the big things that are being blasted up or whatever. Because I'd be following a lot of gaming shit, so I'm actually more kept with this fucking game Tarkov than I am about the MMA tweets.
Smart. I tell you, if I wasn't doing this show, I wouldn't give a crap about any of that drama. But we are doing it, so let's talk. Dana White. Dana. All right, so let me. I have a hard, like, we've done a lot of videos. I am in the minority because I have been defending Dana. Like, not like he did something right. I think he did something wrong, but I think they both did something wrong. And I think that they should handle that behind closed doors. That's just my opinion. It's apparently controversial. But Dana White actually hit the media today. Did you hear what he said on to the media?
That he's going to be labeled, right? He's forever going to be labeled as the woman beater.
Yeah. I like the way you say it. All right. Let me back up. I shouldn't be laughing at this, but let me back up. When you saw the video of Dana White, the whole incident, New Year's Eve, what was your opinion on it?
Man. First of all, if you're a woman, you shouldn't be hitting a man. And if you're a man, you shouldn't be hitting a woman. But that being said, they were drunk. I think the first time he smacked her back was kind of like, all right, you smacked her back because she hit you when you're drunk, I get it. And then he hit her again. But it didn't look like he, like, beat the fuck out of her, you know what I mean? Like I came from an abusive household, so, you know, my mom was beaten by my dad.
Oh.
And that was way more severe, you know what I mean? And that's, like, a different topic, but, like, I'm not big on that. I frown upon that very heavy.
Okay.
But you know what? It's, I mean, she even came out, and I know his wife came out and said, like, you know, it's never happened. It's unlike him, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? It's if it's coming from her, you know, then you should believe it. You know what I mean? It's not like he's had crazy cases or something going on behind closed doors that spread out through social media. You know, it just fucking happened. They were hammered as fuck, and although it shouldn't have happened, it happened. It is what it is. And I mean, let's just be glad he didn't punch the shit out of her, because he's a big guy.
Yeah, he could really do some damage for sure. Now, this is interesting that you say this because, and I'm sorry about whatever in the past and stuff like that. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone would have a valid opinion, it would be someone like you. But it's interesting that you say it, you know, the way you did say it, because that's the thing that rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like there are real victims out there. Like, I feel like there are actual women out there that are victims of domestic violence. And when I see that, Dana's 100% wrong, yes, but I don't see, like, they're comparing him to guys that are leaving fingerprints on women's necks and black eyes on their, you know, faces and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's, you know, to me, that's I don't see him like that. I mean, you know, as long as nothing else comes out, then there's nothing to really argue about. You know, it just kind of happened. It was a crazy emotional, whatever happened, and because I have no fucking idea what they're talking about. We don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
we're both drunk. You know what I mean? So shit just sometimes shit just gets out of hand, man. You know. But it's I mean, luckily it wasn't anything crazy serious, you know, because if it was, then we'd be seeing some real issues.
What was interesting is when Dana spoke to the media today, he took full responsibility. I mean, there's no way you can't, but the way he handled it, I thought was very interesting. And some people are saying I'm always kissing Dana's ass. I have no connection to Dana White. I have, honestly, I shit on him before, and I've complimented him before. But in this situation over here, I got to give him a compliment. Like, he's like, listen, I'm wrong. And he even said, my fighters, the media, whether you like me or you hate me, it's okay to shit on me. Like, he expects everyone to shit on him because he believes he was wrong in the situation as well. And I feel like that's kind of commendable. Like, he's owning up to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the type of character he is.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like a lot of people are just looking at this one bad thing that he did, but don't really look at all the other shit he's done that behind closed doors, or helping charities, helping kids, you know, helping his fighters. So, you know, it's just it happens. I definitely don't fucking hate the guy. I don't dislike him at all. I think he's done a lot for the company. So, you know, I just hopefully it doesn't happen again, or it doesn't escalate ever like that again in his relationship, because that's very toxic trait to have in any relationship.
It was a bummer hearing the kids, like hearing him talk about his kids, and he's trying to just make sure that they're okay. They're getting dragged through all this stuff. It's just, let them deal with it, right? I mean, what are we doing? Yep. Anyway, so I'll move on from that.
Like the more we put it out, the more it gets, the more it's going to get worse and worse because people are just getting, the internet, man.
Yeah.
It's a crazy place.
So to set the record straight, you've never slapped your fiance for a cold supper, right?
Maybe smacked her ass. That's about it.
Okay, good. Okay, yes, that's what you got to do. By the way, thank you for the gifted sub in the chat. I appreciate that. That was very nice of Brad V coming in. He's giving presents to the people, so thank you for that. Appreciate that. Powerful. So I want to pivot to this. This is another story that dropped. Actually, today, people were sliding into our DMs, and I would love to get your opinion on this. Are you familiar with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, I saw that something happened. I do not know what happened.
Okay.
So whatever you're showing me now is going to be the first. I saw a tweet about it, and it's had a picture of some gay dude on it. Or some looked like male porn, and that's pretty much the only thing I saw. And it was like a picture, and I didn't read into it at all. But okay. I was like, oh, something happened with Conor, so I'm gonna please catch me up on this.
So I didn't want to talk about it, but it was brought up a couple of times from friends on the internet, and everyone is really making a big deal about this, and I think it's kind of funny. So basically, the story is this: Conor apparently on his Twitter liked a video of a man pleasuring himself. Okay. In fact, I won't show you his junk, but I'll show you the man who was pleasuring himself. So Conor apparently liked he liked a video of this guy just having his way with his peen. Okay. Now it's very weird to me that people are searching what Conor is liking, and it is weird that he would like something like this. Now, and the guy was going to town on himself, and the quote was, what was the caption of it? Let me make sure I get this story to you correctly. The caption of the video, here, let's show a little bit over here. Let's see, let's try to do this without getting So the video's caption was intense with a hand emoji and a bunch of squirting things. Intense. So this was liked, and then immediately he pulls the like away. Now, what would you think if you heard that this man has liked something like this? Is he instantly gay?
Just bi curious. I don't know. It's definitely has some gay intentions there somewhere. I mean, first of all right, so the way, for those who don't know, and I've kind of figured it out, the way Twitter works, you like, something like that. Eventually, you're going to start seeing it in your feed of the shit that you like. So, let's say I fucking like some girl's page, and she's fucking some porn chick or whatever. Example. A bunch of shit like that's gonna start popping up. You know what I mean? It's like that's the way that I've seen Twitter work. And so if he likes that, I wouldn't be surprised if he had some other shit be popping up in his feed that he probably looks at himself.
Man, I don't.
Oh man!
Like when people were slipping this to me, I was like, "Who gives a shit?" Like even if he is gay, I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. To be honest with you, it doesn't change my day, right? Like I'm like, you guys, like I said, I made a tweet saying he could fart into a microphone and people go crazy over this. Like whatever Conor does, like it's nuts. And I found, like I was doing a little like digging. And I noticed it was like, this is right after pictures of him got released of him at Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal. And then this pops up. I feel like this is a stunt. Like, I don't know. Am I off on this? I feel like this is some weird ass stunt.
It's definitely some McGregor type shit. I mean, the guy's a marketing genius. I mean, that's what he brought himself up on top of his fucking, the way he blew up in UFC. But his way of marketing himself is a very pretty big for his success, as much as his fighting. So it could be a marketing stunt. It definitely gets some people talking about, is McGregor gay? Is McGregor gay? But now it's the next thing you see on the internet is McGregor gay? And he's got a wife and kids. So it's like, maybe he's just maybe he's bored of his sex life. I don't know. Couldn't speak for that.
That's why I feel like I don't think he gives a shit what you're saying. as long as you're saying his name, right?
He does not give a fuck, dude. Let's just
Yeah.
be real. Like, the guy threw a fucking dolly at a train.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. So when people are sliding into the DMs and saying these things, I'm like, all I'm saying is like, listen, first of all, if he's gay, he's gay. I don't give a shit about that. But
Facts.
like, this seems like a stunt, and you're all buying into this, and it's just a little lot of nonsense over here. And even if he is gay, like, what the fuck is the big deal? Like, are we gonna cancel him because he's gay now? Like, I'm like, what is going on? All right, knock yourself out.
Tell you
right?
this much, you probably got a whole bunch of new gay fans like in his following him.
There you go.
So
you're right.
you know, he's doing something right in his strategy of what he's doing. Because if you get gay people on your side, then you got this whole insane amount of community, and I got no problem with that. He could be gay. If he is gay, it is what it is. I can care less. You know, but you know, he knows what he's doing, man. I don't know. That's fucking hilarious, though. I did not know that. But apparently he unliked it quick, though, right?
Yeah. It was like it goes in hand. Same thing with his tweets and deletes. Like, he'll say something outrageous and then it just vanishes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
and then he just deletes it. He'll be drunk too, for sure.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, it's got to be cocaine, right? We're talking some hard drugs, alcohol. I mean, this guy is off his rocker.
Did anybody know the time that he liked it? Because doesn't it usually give you like a time of like when you like someone likes something?
Let me see if I can see it. I'm sure if I
if
ask around,
it's
I
in
can
the
find out.
early AM, bro, you know he was fucking just on a good one.
Yeah, he's all coked up. Let me like this guy beating, or maybe he was beating off to it. Who knows?
Oh shit, man! Oh,
this is freaking.
This topic just went way up here, dude. That shit's funny as hell.
Wait, when you guys are at the gym, right? When you guys are talking at the gym, do any of these weird topics come up about some of the other fighters? Is there any gossip going around the gym, or you guys are mostly business?
You know, no, actually. I mean, I'm sure some guys do, but normally I'm just their business, man. I get to the gym, I get the early warm up, stretch, whatever the fuck I gotta do, and then as soon as I'm finished training, doing drills afterwards, I just go home. I don't really stick around and chat up for the most part, especially because I just got into a new gym. I know my main gym though. They used to gossip a lot because my coach is Ian Harris. He's a comedian, and he keeps up a lot with up things that are up in the air and shit like this, such as this example. You know, that's when it's more of a topic because my coach Ian loves to talk about that shit. He fucking just, dude, he will go in on somebody, bro. I'll just roast the shit out of him. That shit is so fucking hilarious.
Have you ever had a situation? I mean, what you do for a living is pretty intense. Have you ever had a hilarious situation? Like, there have been some fighters with some crazy moments inside that cage competing. Have you ever had a weird, funny story that's happened inside the cage?
Like in a fight?
Yeah, like, so, whether it's the regional scene, Combate, UFC.
In the cage.
Like, did someone try to stick their finger in your butt, or was there like a really smell?
I haven't had that yet. Hopefully, I never do. You know, checking the oil is no fun for when you're the receiving guy. You know, no, man, I haven't. Actually, I have not.
Okay, maybe this is the fight.
I can't even think of someone farting in the middle of our fight. So, and I'm pretty sure that does happen in the silence.
What about a smelly opponent? We one time were doing like commentary for, I'm not going to say the promotion, but we were doing like, we were cage side, and this guy came into the cage and he did his circle, and when he circled, we almost, like, it was like the flowers were dying. Like, we were just like, what the fuck? Like, we almost fell over.
That bad?
It was almost to the point where I think it was a strategy.
That's like a 5 meter. That's a 5 meter like range, man. That's not that. That's pretty bad, dude.
It's bad.
Maybe he was using it for his advantage, though. You know, maybe they're like, oh, this guy will get the fuck out of here if I smell bad enough. That's disgusting. But no, I've had one guy, and I will not say names because this was when I was an amateur though. This guy had the worst fucking breath, dude. Like, I'm saying, like, dude, I thought his mouth was like rotting, dude, because it was so bad, bro. It looked like he had it was. I didn't see his teeth because they have mouth guard, but his breath was so bad, bro. I don't even know how like someone can have such bad breath. That was the only incident where I could recall where that was pretty fucking gross in my opinion. Other than that, I've had a couple guys that smelled, but nothing like that, like horrendous, like what you're saying.
Yeah, I've had a couple of fighters say they may be a little stinky on fight day. Like they may actually look into saying, meh, the hygiene put aside, because I feel it is an advantage. Like I feel like if you're fighting someone, I mean, I know there's some sort of mutual respect, it's a competition, whatever, but at the same time, you want to win the fight, right? Why not come in there rotten and get on top of them and smother them, you know? Make them tap.
I mean, let's hope you can take them to the ground.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let's hope you can take them to the ground, you know? And if you are the guy on the bottom, you better get the fuck up. But I mean, that is pretty gross, and I hope I'd never get an opponent that does that. That'd be absolutely terrible.
Okay.
And I might just, you know, slip a kick in the nuts for good measure. But no, I'm just playing with you. But no, man, I couldn't do that. I'm a clean guy, dude. Fuck that, dude. I don't want to get no staph infection. I don't want to get no ringworm. Fuck that. I'm sure in the old UFC days, I'm sure there was guys that did it though.
Yeah.
Because you had guys on roids back then too.
What do you think about the steroids? All right, let me ask you this, and I'm not going to stop asking you questions. I've had you here long enough. I appreciate your time.
No worries, man.
I got the dumbest questions in the world. But all right, so we spoke about Conor McGregor and TJ Dillashaw is like, it's hilarious. TJ is like, I retire, I'm gonna fix myself up, and then a picture pops up of him just like just yoked up. Guys leaving, retiring, all of a sudden getting super muscular, roided up, and then perhaps trying to get back into the UFC. What do you think about guys trying to do that?
I think if they're old and if they clear out by the time they have to fight, I mean, I don't, like, you know, it's kind of like a weird topic or like a weird subject, like not to talk about, but like how to like put it. Maybe they should have a league where they just are able to do that, fight while they're doing their TRT or whatever the fuck they're taking. That doesn't care, but I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, it's because it's still roids, man, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, the better fighter's gonna win. But still, it's fucking like.
He's checking you out right now. That's TJ Dillashaw.
Looks like he's ready to just fucking pounce on me, man. It's kind of weird. That's a weird picture. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I haven't seen that one. That's a weird picture. His face and his eyes. He's like,
yeah. It's like squeezing out a fart. Yeah, it was weird how he kind of creeped in too. Hold on, he's coming in on you again, Ghost Pepper. Watch out, here's TJ.
Yo, you gotta use that like as like a little meme somewhere in your fucking page, man. That face, just a little face, a little circle of face, man. That's fucking everything.
Yeah. That's TJ Dillashaw right there. Could this possibly be the weirdest interview ever that you've experienced?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, for sure. But these are the best. I wish they would all be like this, because sometimes, like, you know, you get to I feel like these interviews or whatever podcasts, whatever you want to call them, they're getting better and better with each person, especially like because you're more of like a head, you know, you got your community, you got this going on, you got everything ready. So, which is fucking awesome, and I love these type of you know, interviews and watching these type of stuff. So like I think that if we have more interviews like this, people are gonna have way more fun. Fighters won't be probably so serious. I'm sure there's some interviews where you've had in the past, maybe when you first started, that were like pretty all serious. I don't know.
No, not really.
I honestly have never seen your beginning streams until we met on online. I might go back and just watch one just to see, and just come back and I'll mess you back. Motherfucker, I caught you being serious.
You know what I'm terrified of? Like we had oh my God, who was someone tell me the fighter, I can't fucking remember his name. Someone just slipped in, like we did a stream a year ago and someone slipped in and I was like terrified because we say really fucked up things over here. Like we have bizarre opinions and stuff like that. It's not in any way to disrespect you guys, but it's just like, you know, that locker room talk over here. We forget that it's on the internet and some fighters see it. But we had someone slide in and thankfully we were saying something nice about them. We were helping them out. So I felt good about that. In your case, you'll be lucky because I'm lucky because we haven't said really anything nasty about you. So thank God about that. I don't want you kicking my ass. But
hey, man, everybody's gonna have opinions at the end of the day, man. It's the internet. I think the cooler we are, the more laid back we are about that. It's just gonna make it even funnier for us as a person. So but, you know, to each their own.
Yeah. So I shouldn't ask you how training camp is going, should I?
Oh, dude. Honestly, if I'm answering it,
no, I don't want to ask you that. I don't give a fuck. To be honest, I don't care.
It's awesome, bro. It's one of the best. I've been getting my ass kicked in training, man. Like,
have you?
No joke. Oh yeah, because I'm fighting with I'm with a lot more knowledgeable guys in some certain aspects, and it's been helping my game a lot. So I've actually been getting my ass kicked more, which is what I prefer, because I feel like I was kind of not in that like kind of like I was plateauing, I guess, in my head, and now I'm like starting to elevate again. So it's nice.
Okay, that's good stuff there. I feel like you are ready. Like, I don't know. I feel like this might be a different you going into this fight over here. Like, how do you feel? Like, I mean, I guess every fight you're like, I got this one, right? But is there any difference between this one going into this one than like the Jim Miller fight?
Yeah, man. You know, it's like I said, I got a mental coach, and you know what? That I never was one a believer in that at all. Like, I used to think it was kind of, I was like, oh man, like, why they just can't be tough, like, mentally? Like, I don't get it. And it wasn't so much about being tough mentally. It's just more of like kind of like zoning into your inner self, you know, and kind of becoming more at peace with a lot of different details in your life. And I've grown so much, like mentally and even on a spiritual level from meditating now, that it's made me a better fighter, and it's made me more of a sponge and kind of like adapting to and learning more than I normally was. Instead of just going into the gym, just going hard the entire time I'm going into the gym and taking in different info and details that I was not putting close thought onto before, like I am now.
That's pretty wild. And I feel like sports therapy, if you take that route, this is probably the sport that you want to do it in, because of what you guys go through, that grueling process to lead up to the fight, the weight cut, then getting in a cage with another human being. It's got to be mentally taxing, right?
Yeah, you know, the weight cut's never any fun. I mean, I have it pretty cool, but yeah, everything is mentally draining, man. Everything. And then the next day after, you know, getting into a fight, your whole body's just beat up.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck yeah, I just trained my ass off, and then you feel like you got hit by a train the next day.
Yeah.
You know, if you had a hard fight.
It's got to feel like a weird. What do you feel like with the fight day when you wake up, the weight cut's over? It's like, what do you like do? Do you immediately have a breakfast? Do you have a clear head? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Like, how you feel the morning of a fight?
You know, normally I wake up like I usually get the worst sleep of my life before fights, because I can never sleep from the weight cut, because it gets my heart racing pretty good. So I never get good sleep. I think this last fight is the only fight because I took some melatonin from the UFC, because they give it to you, if for those curious. And I got good sleep, but you know, normally I wake up and I'm like a little tired, so I'll just go eat, get some coffee, do that, and then I'll sleep throughout the day until like whatever I have to check in for the fight, and then I start warming up. I think this time it's going to probably be a little bit different. I don't know how, but I feel like it's going to be different, considering everything that I've kind of been training and going through. So, you know, but normally I wake up and I have a good breakfast, eat whatever I want, and then throughout the day I'll just eat very, very light for the most part, kind of get my body accustomed to the weight I just picked up, because normally I'll pick up 155, I'll go up to like 167, 68. And from there, it's just like I feel like I'm kind of like more serious, like my persona kind of like not me even trying to be, but I feel like I'm more serious throughout the whole day.
Interesting. It's so fascinating. I'm so fascinated by the lifestyle, the way the build up to you guys making that walk, and then like, are you gonna have family at this event over here? Are you gonna have family in the building? You gotta have the fiance, the whole deal?
No,
no,
you know, no, man. They you know what? They fucking charge like $1,500 per ticket. And for the Apex. Yeah, man, it's expensive as fuck. And I've tried to ask them for at least one for my fiance, but they never accept it. So it's usually just me in my corners, and that's pretty much it. My first fight, my family did find tickets for like $500, and like I had like a bunch of my friends, and the fight that I had against Jim Miller, that's why I had a big crowd there, because I had like all friends and family there that went, because they were able to find tickets for like $500. I still have no idea where they found those at, because that'd be pretty cool to find that link again for the Apex, but they probably changed it. But yeah, every ticket costs like $1,500, man. It's expensive as fuck.
I mean, whose wife do you got to slap to get some tickets for a fight, right?
Man, for real.
That's a dopey ain't Dana White joke. That's crazy, man.
You know, it is what it is. But you know what? I feel like it keeps me more focused too, though, in a way. So regardless, at the end of the day, it's a fight, just another fight. So just go in there and just do what I do.
So what about the team? So like hotel wise and stuff, because I've heard like stories about the Contender Series and people like their coaches, they all had to cram into a room together. Do they give your team hotels and stuff like that? Do they put them up, flights or any of that stuff?
Honestly, they only limit us for 2 corners. I know some guys bring like their entire team sometimes, so I'm sure they pay for it.
Okay.
But for the most part, no. I usually get my room, and in that room we'll have like a separate room with two mattresses for each room. We'll be one master with one room where I sleep, and then there's pull-out couches and then an extra room for the most part. So, and I only usually bring 2 corners, and I don't have anybody else besides that. So there's plenty of bed, there's plenty of space.
So you only have 2 people. So 2 people in your corner, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Have you thought of that? We had a gentleman on the show. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to ruin his plan, but he's a UFC fighter, and he would charge big money for a fan to be the 3rd corner person. And I mean, he made.
Oh yeah, it's 3. I'm sorry, it wasn't 2. 3.
Oh, it is 3. Okay.
Yeah, it is. That was my fault.
Okay.
But yeah. But normally, but my coach normally will get there, like in the past, my coach is when we go to Vegas because they have to do other stuff. I'll bring only 1 corner with me that'll stay with me the whole week.
Okay.
And then my coach will come like 2 days or a day before.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just more than enough space. And then I've only had 2 corners my past 2 fights, just because I didn't need a 3rd one. This time I am going to be using all 3 though.
There you go. Well, listen, Eric, do you have a second for a couple of questions from the chat?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay. Listen, we got Erick Gonzalez here, Ghost Pepper. He's fighting February 25th. It's going down Apex. He's going to make it rain with punches and kicks. And I hate to ask you, like, because we always ask, what's the prediction for this fight? You're going to win. We know that. But do you have, like, a vision, like, how this fight's going to play out?
The vision is kind of just I'm going to be kind of I normally have like a crazy like game plan set. I don't really have anything set thus far right now. I've been studying my opponent a lot, and so far the looks that I've been given at the gym and everything, coach has been loving it, and he's been tweaking some stuff into it. But I just see my hand getting raised at this point. I strongly believe I'm going to be better everywhere. I know the guy has a little bit of power, has some pretty decent boxing, but other than that, I just don't see him. Even in the striking, I'm going to be quicker and faster, and so I just see my hand getting raised at the end of the fight, and it will be a finish. I don't see it going to decision at all.
There you go. Well, you got the reach, you got the height, you got the looks, you got it all, Eric. You got it all. Is that what your coaches say to you? You got the reach, the height, and the looks. You're going to get this done?
No, you're the first.
There you go. When you face off with that man, make sure those words go through your mind and guaranteed dub, okay?
I might have to smile just for you, man.
There we go. All right. By the way, Eric Rosas in the chat. I see you complaining about nonsense. You might be new to YouTube. There's a live chat and a top chat. Your comments are not showing in our little screen because that's top chat. It's not us blocking you. Don't be all paranoid. Lay off the weed. Everything's going to be fine. Any questions for Erick Gonzalez in the chat? Let me know as we have him here. Let's see. What game are you most excited about in 2023, says the SANOCI. Any games you're excited about in 2023?
Not off the top of my head right now. I've honestly just been stuck on Escape from Tarkov. That's honestly the only game I really played for the most part. I did get into Pokemon Unite, which is kind of bizarre because I didn't think I was ever going to get into that again, which is like some phone game that I've been playing with my cousin.
Okay. Did you get sucked into the Elden Ring or God of War games?
Not God of War, Elden Rings, yeah. I was into those like Skyrim and even World of Warcraft at one point. But I never got stuck with them. Elden Ring was a fun ass game though.
So you completed Elden Ring, correct? Yeah. Oh, no. Wow, look at you. I couldn't do it. I loved it. I love the game. I'm this big ogre of a human being, a monster thing, whatever you want to call it, and I'm so slow that I suck.
Slow and steady.
Yeah, it's terrible. So wait, have you ever played God of War before?
I played it, but like I never went through the whole storyline.
Oh,
I think there was like what, 3 of them or something like that.
Yeah, so there was 3 that dealt with
the first one.
Okay.
When it was on PlayStation, right? PlayStation 1, I think it was on.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. But I never got to the second or third one. I know a lot of people were though. That was a pretty big popular game.
Yeah.
I was into like Halo, man. That's the game that I thought I was pretty heavy on that and that storyline on that.
Okay. Oh, that's right. In the chat, Lord Schlongface was my character in Elden Ring. I played that on my second. Lord Schlongface. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, chat. Appreciate that. All right. Anyway, listen, Eric, I really appreciate you stopping by today. I'm wishing you nothing but luck. Anytime we have a fighter on the show, we become completely biased. I'll be doing a fight reaction, and I got to be honest with you. It's like my son fighting here. I'm so excited to see you fight, and I'll be rooting you on. I'm going to cry when you win, okay?
Hey, man, it's you and me both, man. But, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate your community, for having me here. This is the funnest interview I've had thus far. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait to come back and we could catch some more talk and talk about the dub.
There you go. Thank you again, Eric, and good luck in your fight, okay?
Hey, Happy New Year, brother, and take it easy, bro. Thank you.
Right. There he is, Erick Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, live on the MMA-Holes. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? What do you say about Ghost Pepper? Big fan. We need to get that dub. We need to get it. Very honest and open. He fought Jim Miller in his debut. Like, what? That was a short notice fight, if I'm not mistaken. Then he fought Terrence McKinney. It's been a rough go for Erick Gonzalez, but now he is looking to bounce back against a guy that is making his UFC debut. He's coming off the Contender Series, got a knockout, a shoulder. Well, that's a little close. Sorry, Eric. Shoulder injury slam. If you're not familiar with Eric, run it back in his combate days. The guy's actually an animal, man. The guy's a tough competitor. Just had a tough run with 2. One could be a Hall of Famer, and the other one is Terrence freaking McKinney, for God's sakes. But Erick Gonzalez is a nasty fighter. He's only 31 years of age, and he's looking to get his first UFC win, so I'll be rooting him on. And we spoke about Conor McGregor being gay. Also Dana White's situation. So what do you think in the chat? Very nice guy, man. And he just subscribed to the channel. Look at that. Hey, let's go, champ. Eric just subscribed to the channel. Let's go. Oh, that's Kendall Volker. Thank you, Kendall. Thank you so much for being a member or remembering up. I appreciate that. Oh, actually, no, it's from Brad. Brad V gifted you that membership. There's Eric. Come on, Eric. Let's go. Let's go, champ. Thank you, Eric, for the subscribe. Appreciate that. Wow, a UFC fighter. Well, he doesn't consider himself, but I do. I consider himself. I mean, for God's sakes, his 3rd UFC fight. But very excited. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm gonna be rooting him hard. Wait, that sounded gay. I'm gonna be rooting him on very hard.
Wonderful.
Let's give a shout out to the sponsors over here. CBDX.com. The promo code is MMA-HOLES. MMA-HOLES for 20% off. If you'd like to get high, like the mystical one, use our promo code. It works. Trust me, you're going to get the 20% off. And on your first purchase, you'll get a free gift from CBDX.com. This will get you high. So you must be 21 plus or older. CBDX.com, promo code MMA-HOLES, and slide into our DMs. Let me know your experience. I have been dabbling in the Delta 9, and it's a different experience than Delta 8. Very different. Both will get you high. Delta 9, it's weird. So the Delta 8, 20 minutes, I start feeling it, and I feel a little goofy. With the Delta 9, it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then you're good for 5 hours. Like, you're there. You maybe stare at the wall for a little while. You may get a little giddy. I don't know. It's a weird experience. I guess everyone experiences it differently. But try it out for yourself. I endorse the product. I use it probably too much. You know what else I use? I use underwear. Everyone uses underwear? Well, if you want the best underwear, I promise you, the best underwear that you wrap around your genitals, it's Sheath. There's a link in the description down below. Use the discount code 20% off MMA-HOLES. It's got a little pouch in the front that's completely different than anything you ever wore before. You can separate the balls and the peen from your body. Because let's be serious here, guys and gals. It gets a little sticky down below. Sometimes you got to separate the action, or you don't even have to separate it. You can wear it like regular underwear. It's the most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear. Sheath underwear. Link in the description down below. We got mybookie.ag. The promo code is MMA-HOLES for 100% match on your first deposit. The fights are back this weekend. Place your bets. Also, you got the NFL playoffs coming in. So place your bets at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code MMA-HOLES for 100% match on your first deposit. And ESPN Plus, link in the description down below. Everyone that uses that link, ESPN Plus, it helps us out. We get a little piece of the pie. So ESPN Plus. Thank you. All right. So I basically showed you guys the Conor thing while we were speaking to Eric. Why is there music? Shout out to Jessie on Fire and Real Fight Talk. They were the ones that slid into the DMs and made me aware of this, that Conor McGregor apparently likes gay porn. Here's Real Fight Talk. Go give him a follow. Real Fight Talk on excuse me, on Instagram. And listen, I mean, I think it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I do think it's a pretty funny thing. Like, you scroll down and, you know, something happens over there. Go check out his Instagram if you want to see the whole thing. But there's a video of a guy beating himself off, and Conor McGregor liked it. It is true. That is true. His Twitter account did like this tweet. And a lot of people are going, oh, my God, he's gay. Oh, my God. You know, that's the narrative that's going on here. And if he is, I don't give a fuck if he is or he isn't. Doesn't change my day in any way. But apparently the internet thinks this is a story. So we talk about it over here. I think it's a coincidence that, you know, pictures of him and Jake Gyllenhaal with this whole Roadhouse thing, and it just seems like it's all a marketing scam to get us to talk about him, and it's making me nauseous even talking about this, but it is what it is, and we didn't get your opinion about it. So let me know in the chat, anyone that has homophobia or that thinks Conor McGregor is gay, let me know. Let me know. Apparently being gay is a really bad thing on the internet. How do you know it wasn't a troll account? No, it actually was him. I know from multiple sources, and Jessie actually had his phone, like him actually scrolling to Conor's thing. Now, it could be multiple people on his account. It could have been him, coked up. Or he could be gay. It's possible. Brokeback Mountain 2, did see that. A lot of people made Brokeback Mountain memes as well. Conor has been PEDs, so he probably sexually frustrated. He just watching what he likes. Maybe. Maybe the steroids have turned him gay. It's possible. Maybe.
Gay Lord.
Yeah, he's a fazag. Says CF, so CF thinks he's gay. Okay. Let's see. Duke Chronic says his phone. Let's see. Look up Gray Shirt 108 recent video. I don't know who that is. Brokeback Mountain, never seen that. Isn't chat about two closet individuals. Don't know what that means. Gay Conor is a problem. I am not homophobic. Gay Conor is a problem. Now, what kind of problem is Gay Conor? Is it like... what's the it's so dumb. It's so dumb, man. I saw Jessie did a stream about this, and it's like I feel like I'm at my low point right now. Like, I feel like, picture this, and poor Eric, we had to drag him through this as well. We're literally talking about Conor McGregor liking someone beating, like a guy beating himself off, and like making it a story here. And I'm very guilty because I put it on the thumbnail. But listen, when you get enough people DMing you saying, oh my God, did you see this? I feel like, okay, let me see what's going on. I went on Twitter and it just erupted. Absolutely erupted. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we gotta talk about this. I guess we gotta talk about this. You won't see any big MMA podcasts spewing this bollocks. Okay. All right. It's all over Twitter. It's legit everywhere. Left hates people that like stuff they hate. It's very tabloidish. Like, you know, we do a lot of like even with Dana, I was like, I was done with the whole Dana White thing. I was like, all right, I think that ship has sailed. And then I saw Dana jump on the media scrum thing, and I was like, oh fuck, here we go again. You know, it's a lot of tap. But I guess, you know, when you have a break in the UFC and finally we have an event Saturday, but thank God we have something to talk about there. But when you don't have anything to talk about, it's basically it. Like if I go to UFC news, let's see, what's the first things that pop up? UFC news. I mean, it's just tabloid bull, you know. What do you expect, MMA media? But it's all Dana White stuff, right? Dana White confirms he won't be punished or step down as UFC president. I could have really clickbaited and went on that. I was thinking about switching the thumbnail and going completely into the Dana White thing. That's a pretty hot topic right now. I'll discuss my opinions briefly on it. He did say something that's probably going to piss off all the Dana haters. He said, if I take a 30-day break, it doesn't even hurt me in any way. The only thing that it hurts is the UFC and the fighters. And all I'm saying to myself is, damn, these Dana White haters are going to take that statement and they're going to be like, this pompous asshole, he's a fucking this and that, and just go nuts on Dana White. I know it. I know people are just going crazy over that. He's taking full blame for it, and he's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not going anywhere. Like, I don't know. Like, I made a mistake. I effed up. He also said that it's fine, like, for his fighters, for the media, whether you like him or you hate him, it's fine. He wants people to crap on him because he believes he was completely wrong. So he doesn't want anyone to defend him. So that's a thing right there. And let me just say this. When we were speaking about Dana White, we played both sides. This is the thing that's like really annoying about, you know, when people watch your content. We made so many Dana White jokes, so many of them, when me and Jessie did the stream about, you know, when the story dropped. But people put aside all the very tasteless Dana White jokes that we made, and they looked at the parts where we were defending Dana, right? We literally played both sides. And people were just pulling this, you know, they were like, oh, you just fucking love Dana White. It's like, bro, we've done like a ton of inappropriate jokes making fun of Dana too. Like, how are you missing that? It just goes to show you that people just hear what they want, you know? That's what it is. So it is what it is. Like, Dana's going to be there. He's not going anywhere. The slap fight thing is happening. He said his piece. Are people going to still cry? Probably. So let's get your opinions on this, and then we will close shop. You'll have your next gen walking around trying to turn gay. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Maximus, what are you even saying? I feel like you're from another country or something, and there's a language barrier, because I feel like there's a disconnect in what you're saying. Cry more, Ariel. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what, you know, we made an Ariel joke on Twitter. We put something out there. I couldn't resist. I took the gay guy. Or I don't even know if this guy's gay, but I took the guy beating himself off and put it on Twitter. I actually pulled it from our story because I don't know how YouTube is. But I said, Ariel watching Dana White apologize to the media. Just pleasuring himself. Little joke. The ESPN deal is why there's such a long break from UFC College Bowl season. Possible. That makes sense. That actually does make sense. Although the UFC is going up against the NFL wildcard games. Like, the fight that is going down, Strickland versus Imavov, is going up against, what's the NFL wild card? I know the 49ers NFL wild card. The Giants are on, thank God, on Sunday. Because if the Giants are playing Saturday, I would have both on, and I would care more about the Giants. And it's, you know, it's nothing against the UFC card. I love the UFC, but I mean, my Giants are in the freaking playoffs. But yeah, you got the Seahawks versus the 49ers. That's a fun game right there. The Dolphins versus the Bills. Which one is that? Yeah, it's the Saturday. Oh, that's the Sunday one. I'm sorry. So Seahawks 49ers are at 2:30, and then the next Saturday game is Chargers Jaguars. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine being a Jaguars fan? Like, your team is 9-8. Somehow they're in the freaking playoffs. You're gonna want to watch that, you know. So it's pretty ballsy. The UFC going up against these games over here. It's probably gonna be low ratings, I would imagine. I don't think Strickland versus Imavov is going to shatter records. It could be a good fight. I'm really hoping. Sean killed it again with the media. Like, he's so funny. I'm very worried about this fight, though. He's supposed to be snowboarding. They're fighting at 205. I'm just very worried about this fight not being good. Let's see. Holden, we will stall the UFC for a shitty American sport. Come off it, you smell. Okay, so you're from another country. What country are you from? What do you like? What kind of weird ass place are you from? Don't sound too intelligent with your comments. If you can just put it in a way where we can understand you better. Do you think Umar will be cornered by KHABIB? That's a good question. I don't know, man. Like, we were talking about how would Khabib be in the corner with Islam? He says he's taking a break. I mean, Umar, you would think he'd be in that corner. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna, screw it. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Until I don't see him there, I'm gonna say yes. Umar Nurmagomedov is fighting Barcelos this weekend. I'm just gonna go with yes. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. I know he said he's taking a break from coaching, but he's got to be around his brother. Even though it's not his brother. What's his cousin or something like that? What's the relationship? I don't even know. I don't remember what the relationship is. American football is just black people running with rugby ball. What the fuck, dude? Oh my God. What are you doing, man? It's so we're streaming a little earlier today, and dinner's ready, so I got to get out of here. We're streaming earlier because this is my last day my parents are here, so got to spend time with them. Thank you for stopping by. If you're watching a replay, hit that like button. Share the stream, hit the likes, appreciate your company, and we will see you on Fuko Friday. So thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you, Erick Gonzalez, and good luck on your fight. Looking forward to seeing you compete again. And don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-hole. Wait, hold on. You got to watch the end of the video. You got to stick around. You think we're leaving. I did see Damn Savage say memes, and you know what? Let me jump into that really quick. Let me jump into that really quick over here, because the MMA-Holes does have a meme department. So... okay. All right. If you have lasted this long into the stream, hit the fucking like button. Let's show these really quick. Discord. I'm going to start here. We'll start over here. Discord is where you can find our memes, and if you have the ability to create these memes, throw them on our Discord section, the meme department, and we will air them on. We'll air them live. But yes, you missed the McGregor gay talk, but we still have McGregor gay memes that we can show you guys. Conor McGregor going about his day. Fans finding gay porn in his likes.
Wonderful.
That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. It's not gay if it's BJJ. MMA-Holes, Jessie on fire, MMA... That's pretty accurate right there. That's pretty accurate right there. Gay thoughts. Conor McGregor, this little vintage Vandalay. Let's go, come on. This is that tweet by the MMA-Holes. You ever hear of them? At the MMA-Holes, go give them a follow on Twitter. Ariel watching Dana White apologized to the media, and you may recognize that from Conor. Anyway, here's oh, look at this. We found out that it is Dylan Dennis on the yacht with Conor McGregor. Very nice. Ariel Helwani watching Dana White. Who did? Kainoto. Oh my God. We gotta see what we gotta do with this. We gotta put some like I don't know, a little Jewish symbol, and we gotta get rid of this cross. Okay. You were never my friend. It's Dana White on. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Conor watching Ariel watching Dana apologize to the media. There it is. Yes. Look at those sexy eyelashes. Mascara. Oh, my God. Dun, dun, dun.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You might have found something there. Here we go. Conor. Looks like Conor's plowing me. I don't know what's happening here, but I told you not to show this. How dare you? How dare you? The demise of the MMA-Holes. Oh my God. By the way, we got some new sponsors aboard. We got Mike Goldberg doing Fight Buddies with us. Everything has been going very well on this channel, so invest in Kleenex. Don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-Hole.